Seeds of Wisdom RV and Economic Updates Sunday morning, the 11th of May 25. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Good morning. Dinar recaps. XRP becomes first regulated crypto in the US after Ripple SEC settlement. Ripple settles with the SEC, paying a reduced $50 million fine. The SEC acknowledges XRP is not a security on public exchanges, making it uniquely regulated in the US. This clarity is expected to boost XRP adoption and allow Ripple to focus on global expansion. The long-running Ripple versus SEC battle has finally reached a conclusion, and the outcome could reshape the crypto industry. Ripple Labs has agreed to settle with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, ending a legal fight that has lasted for years. As part of the settlement, Ripple will pay a reduced fine of $50 million. But the real headline is this: the SEC has officially acknowledged that XRP is not a security when traded on public exchanges. XRP is now the only cryptocurrency with clear legal recognition in the United States. And that could open the door to serious institutional adoption. Ripple cuts deal. SEC walks back without admitting defeat. Originally, Ripple was ordered to pay a $125 million fine. But under the new agreement, the company will pay just $50 million, with $75 million being returned. Ripple and the SEC will ask the court to lift the previous injunction, closing the case and canceling any ongoing appeals. The SEC made it clear in its statement that settling the case doesn't mean it was wrong in its approach. Instead, it says this move reflects a shift in how it plans to handle crypto regulation going forward. It also stressed that this settlement applies only to Ripple and won't affect other enforcement actions in the crypto space. Regulatory attitudes are starting to shift. Italian crypto expert Fabio Zuccara believes the U.S. government's approach to crypto is becoming more constructive. He said the Biden administration, once viewed as destructive to the industry, now seems to be taking a more balanced approach. Zuccara also pointed out that several crypto-related lawsuits have recently been dropped, further suggesting a change in direction from regulators. XRP trading volume and price surge. The news has caused a major surge in XRP trading activity. The daily trading volume spiked from $1.2 billion to $4.2 billion, and the price climbed rapidly. May 1st, $2.19. May 8th, $2.32, 9.5% daily jump. May 10th, $2.37, 2.4% 24-hour surge. In total, XRP has gained nearly 11.92% since May 8th, and is up 7.6% over the last 7 days. What's next for XRP and Ripple? Zuccara states that XRP now holds a unique advantage as the only crypto with legal clarity in the US, a factor that may boost institutional investment and corporate adoption. With the lawsuit behind them, Ripple is expected to resume global expansion, focusing on cross-border payments and liquidity solutions using XRP. Earlier reports suggested the legal fight had distracted Ripple from its core business operations, but the company can now refocus on innovation and growth. Institutional interest in XRP grows. Ripple's legal clarity is already paying off. Recently, CFTC-regulated XRP futures products were launched in the US, signaling increased institutional confidence in the digital asset. The Ripple SEC settlement marks a historic turning point in US crypto regulation. With XRP now legally recognized and regulated, it opens a new path for other crypto firms seeking similar clarity. As regulatory uncertainty fades, Ripple is poised for global growth, and XRP may emerge as the go-to digital asset for institutions and enterprises alike. Saudi Arabia eschews formal BRICS membership to avoid antagonizing U.S. report. The nation of Saudi Arabia is reportedly foregoing formal membership in the Intercontinental Economic Alliance BRICS as a means of avoiding antagonizing the U.S. According to a new report by Reuters, two anonymous sources familiar with the matter say that Saudi Arabia, which was invited to BRICS in 2023, is holding off on formally joining the alliance despite joining one of their meetings in Brazil last week and being listed as a member on the group's website. The inclusion of Saudi Arabia in BRICS is a diplomatically sensitive issue, and the nation has refrained from formally joining the economic bloc as it did not want to anger the US and President Trump. BRICS, which officially formed in 2009, is an alliance between Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa and other countries, as a means of countering Western economic dominance. In 2024, it expanded to include other nations, such as Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, and the United Arab Emirates. Saudi Arabia's hesitancy to join is due to it being caught between China, its biggest exporter of oil, and the US, its security and technology partner. The US is poised to offer Saudi Arabia a $100 billion arms deal. Last December, Trump threatened to raise tariffs on all BRICS nations to 100% if the alliance committed to creating a new currency or to another currency that would usurp the US dollar, as stated by Trump at the time. The idea that the BRICS countries are trying to move away from the dollar while we stand by and watch is over. We require a commitment from these countries that they will neither create a new BRICS currency, nor back any other currency to replace the mighty US dollar, or they will face 100% tariffs, and should expect to say goodbye to selling into the wonderful US economy. 3 non-BRICS nations had planned to launch own currency. What happened? Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger's proposed currency to replace dollar and franc fizzles out. Initial ambition. In 2023, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger announced plans to launch a new regional currency, seeking independence from the US dollar and the French-backed CFA franc, symbols of their colonial past. Aims of the currency. The initiative was positioned as a sovereignty move, part of broader efforts by the military-led Alliance of Sahel States, AES, to assert autonomy following a string of coups. No follow-through. Nearly a year later, no concrete updates or progress have been reported. Experts now doubt the viability of the project due to weak domestic currency's limited institutional capacity, low international trust or demand for a new currency. Rhetoric versus reality. Analysts argue the proposal was more symbolic than strategic, noting even larger economies like BRICS have struggled to create a rival currency to the dollar. Implication. The stalled effort underscores how currency independence is a monumental task, requiring more than political will, especially for nations grappling with economic instability and weak global leverage. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.